Hi, I'm Joseph from IT2102. For today's video, we will answer the Packet Tracer activity in Chapter 10 entitled DHCP and DNS Server. So, objectives. Part 1. Configure static IPv4 for addressing. Part 2. Configure and verify DNS records. So, background. In this activity, you will configure and verify static IP addressing and DHCP addressing. You will then configure a DNS server to map IP addresses to the website name. So, note, Packet Tracer only simulates the process for configuring these services. DHCP and DNS server packages each have their own unique installation and configuration instructions. So, let's proceed to part 1. Configure static IPv4 addressing. So, step 1. Configure the inkjet printer with static IPv4 addressing. So, the home office computer need to know the printer's IPv4 address to send information to it. Printer therefore must use static unchanging IPv4 address. So click inkjet. So inkjet and then config and then statically assign gateway address as 192.168.0.1 and the DNS server as 164.100.8.8. So static. So 192.168.0.1 and then DNS server as 64.100.8.8. So click fast Ethernet 0 and statically assign the IP address 192.168.0.2 and the subnet mask address as 255.255.255.0. So let's fast Ethernet. So that 168.2 and then 2, yes. So the subnet mask. So close the inkjet. So let's close it. So step 2. Configure WRS to provide DHCP services. So click WRS and click the GUI tab and maximize the window. So WRS. So the basic Windows displays by default. Configure the following settings in the network setup section. Change the IP address to 192.168.0.1. So let's do that. So basic. So change the IP address. So this is the IP address of the routers. Let's change it to 192.168.0 and that 1 and then 255 the subnet mask. So enable the DHCP server. So let's enable the DHCP server. So set the static DNS1 address to 64. So 64.100 sorry 100 oh, 8 sorry 8. So scroll to the bottom and click save. So save. So it's okay. So close the WRS window. So step 3. Request DHCP addressing for the home laptop. So the activity focuses on the home office. The clients that you will configure with DHCP are home laptop and tablet. Click home laptop and click the desktop tab IP configuration. So click that. Click DHCP and wait until the DHCP request. So desktop IP configuration, DHCP. So requesting IP address. As you can see, the IP address, subnet mask, default gateway, and the DNS server. So close the IP configuration window and then close the home laptop window. So let's close it. So step 4. Request DHCP addressing for tablet. So click tablet and click the desktop tab IP configuration. Tablet, desktop IP configuration. And then click DHCP and wait until the DHCP request is successful. So DHCP request successful. This is the IP address, subnet mask, default gateway, and the DNS server. So tablet should now have a full IP configuration. If not, return to the step 2 and verify configurations on WRS. Step 5. Test access to websites. So close the IP configuration window, then click the web browser. So click the web browser. So web browser. And then in the URL box type 10.10. So 10 .10.10.2. So let's try it. So it's the central solver. So let's try it. So 64. 64.100.200.1. So let's try it. So it's the branch server. So both websites should appear. So the both, as you can see, the both websites appeared. So it's okay. So to open the web browser and test the names for those. So exit again. So tablet. So web browser. And then let's try central server .pt.pka. So let's go. So let's just fast forward it for. So the host name unresolved. So that's the result. So let's try the branch server. Branch server.pk.pka. Oh, pt. So pt.pka branch server.pt. So go. So let's fast forward the time. So let's see. So how it said the host name unresolved. So let's now proceed to part 2. So part 2. Configure records in the DNS server. So step 1. Configure famous DNS.pka with records for central server and branch server. So typically DNS records are registered with companies, but for the purpose of this activity, we control the famous.dns.pka server on the internet. So click the internet cloud. So click the internet cloud, a new network display. So click famous.dns.pka and click the service tab DNS. So paint this famous. So let's click the config. So this one, we will click this. So click the DNS. So DNS. So this one DNS. So we will now add this resource record name and the address. So let's add that name. So central server.pt.pka. Central server.pt.pka. Then let's add the address 10.10.2. So let's add that. So yeah, it's now in the record. So let's branch server.pt.pka. So the address 64.100.200.1. So let's add that. So yeah, it's now in the record. So close the famous DNS and click back to the internet cloud. So let's exit this and then back to the internet cloud. Yeah, so now we are here. So back to the internet. So the last step here. So step 2, verify the ability of client computers to use DNS. So now that you have configured DNS records, home laptop and tablet should be able to access the websites by using the DNS instead of IP addresses. First, check that the DNS client is working properly and then verify access. So click home laptop. So click home laptop. Here we go. So close. So if the web browser is open, close it and select it. So there's nothing. So command prompt. So command prompt. And then IP config all dash all. Oh sorry, IP config dash all. So as you can see the connection here. So the IP address, subnet mask, DNS servers, DHCP servers. So DB6A. So that's all about here. So we'll ping the DNS server at 64.100.8 to verify connectivity. Let's try that. Ping 64.100.8.8. So as you can see, it's replying. So the connection is good. So note that the first two three pings may fail as packet tracer simulates all the virus across them as offers the expert connectivity to remote resource. Test the functionality of the NIA server by entering the commands nslookup. So let's try that. ns lookup central server .pt.pka. So as you can see, non-authoritative answer. So name central server.pkt.pka. So address, this is the address 10.10.10.2. So it means it's verified. So let's try the ns lookup branch server.pt.pka. So again, so branch server.pt.pka, address 64.100.200.1. So close the command prompt window and click web browser. Verify home laptop or tablet can now access the web pages for central server. So let's try that. So let's try this. So web browser. Now let's type the central server .pt.pka. So go. So yeah, it's now can access the web page now. So by typing the central server.pt.pka. So let's try the branch server. Branch server.pt.pka. And yeah, so can access now the branch server. So it means that our configuration is good and the connection is good. So the connectivity is good rather. So let's try for the tablet. So web browser branch server.pt.pka. So yeah, it's connectivity is good. So let's try the central server.pt.pka. So yeah, it's we can access the web page now. So right, so so I think we're done doing the activity in chapter 10, packet ratio activity in chapter 10. So in this activity, we learn how to configure static IPv4 addressing and how to configure and verify DNS records. So yeah, that's all about chapter 10 packet tracer activity entitled DHCP and DNS server. So I hope you learned from this video. So thanks. So that's all. So thanks for watching and until next time.